Pleasant good morning again. So we have our Y11 AD with our check engine light on, and the symptoms is no acceleration. You want the accelerator pedal, there's a E-Throttle, no acceleration, right? Driving, it wasn't crossing 40 kilometers per hour. So we go in and do the scan, see what codes get up, what codes come up, and then we'll troubleshoot from there. Right, so we getting two codes. We getting the EPP sense circuit as well as the throttle position sense circuit. Alright, so a P0121 and a P0120. Right, so we'll just go back out there, read data stream. Right, we want to check from selection, so we want to go accelerator, and then we want to go looking for the throttle position, right, throttle relay as well. Right, so although we get in the accelerator, pedal, we see the accelerator sensor still reading. Right? It's just that the throttle sense not working. We're not reading, and then the throttle relay off. So we need to go and check the throttle relay. So inside here, this is the throttle relay. Right, so we need to see if it getting the control signal for the throttle relay. Right, so we just using the test light, checking to make sure that it's working. Right, so we're going to use this to check the relay. Right, so the relay out. Right, there's the throttle relay. So based on the pinouts for the relay, this is our 4-pin relay. So we see pins 1 and 2 is the coil, and then 3 and 5 is the switch or the contact. Right? So 1 and 2 running across here. Right, so we get in control, that's 1 and 2. Right? So that means the relay getting power to energize. This pin is always positive. Right? So we hook up the test light on the positive, now we getting ground. So this is supposed to be ground when the ignition on apparently. So we're not getting nothing. So what I would do is clear the cooler and retry. Right, so the throttle relay is ground side control, right? test light on the positive. Check it here, we gain light. Right? So pin number 2 is ground. So you see we gain light. So we gain ground. Right? Throttle relay on. So we have to clear the code in order to get the throttle relay to come. Right. So now we go in and go back in the relay and see if we get in powers and grounds on the throttle body itself. Right, so we see the throttle body, the throttle relay is still on. We put it back in place. So we unjack the jack from the throttle body. Right? So it's going pins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? So pin 1 is the 5 volts. And 1 second. So pin 1 is 5 and pin 5 is ground. Right? So we go in and probe them to make sure we get in 5 volts and ground. So yellow trace, 1 volt per division we set up, so that is 5 volts. Right? And the blue stay in at 0. So ground and power and ground check out. 5 volts reference and ground check out. So now we're moving from 1 and 5 to 4 and 2. Them supposed to be the TPS signals. Right, so TPS 1 and 2. One reading 5. There's the blue, and one reading 0. That one is be around 0.5 volts. Right? So what we will do is just use the scan tool to make sure that it receiving the signal. So there's the scan tool here. Just going and use the test light to pull it down to ground on TPS sense 2 and see if it reading. Right, so test light, hook up on chassis ground. Right, so watch the scan tool. Right, you see we pull it down to 0. Right, so that means signal the wire integrity from circuit integrity from harness to the brain good. Next one. Right, this one might already be ground, so we need to pull that one up. It'll be reverse. Right, so 1 second. So you go to 0, back to 5. Right, so circuit integrity intact. Right. Alright, so we're back on the scan tool. The code keep coming up. So now we can get to test the motor, but we keep getting the accelerator pedal sensor code and the throttle position sensor. Right, but both of them work hand in hand. But when we come back here now, we realize that this accelerator pedal position sensor 1 voltage fluctuating. So we're going from Right? So that's not supposed to happen. Both of them supposed to be around the same thing. It's almost half a volt different in some instances. And if we graph it, we combine, we're only combining these two. And you see it just jumping about for itself. Right, if I mash the pedal slowly, see the blue one doing its own thing. It's supposed to be smooth, really slowly. Mash slowly. See the blue one malfunctioning. Right, so more than likely we need to get a pedal position sensor. Right, so there's the accelerator pedal. Up in the back there, that's the pedal position sensor. Right, so we're taking out this, that is 210 volt, 210 not sorry, 1, 2, and then when it come down a little bit, we can unjack it. We might be able to unjack it right there. Right. So I was unable to unjack it right there itself. Right, so I'll take it out, check it for corrosion, and I will provide a later update. So we take out the pedal position sensor, waiting on the replacement, as I use one as well. Right, I will check this one and see. I'll see if I could get one online. So I always have a spare one, a good quality one as well. Right, so there's sensor 1, 5 volts reference. It's supposed to be 5 volts, but you see it fluctuating there. Right now, this sharing the same circuit as the power steering pump, which did trigger a code earlier in the week. Right, so I'm going to disconnect the power steering pump. Not the pump, sorry, the power steering and pressure switch. Go and disconnect the power steering pressure switch, and then we will come back and check the voltage again. See if it change. Right, so the power steering pressure switch disconnected, and we get the 5 volts. So the problem was the power steering pressure switch malfunctioning, and it pulled down the voltage and caused an erratic reading, which caused the throttle sensor, the pedal sensor to set a code. Also, the relay, the throttle relay set a code as well. So the whole throttle system was malfunctioning because of the switch. So you go and hook it back up and start it, check the scan tool. Right, so with the power steering pressure switch disconnect. Right, everything stabilized, voltage stabilized, relay on. We clear the codes. Right. So we go and start. Well, if we mash, seeing everything, accelerating accordingly. Right, so we start. Right, so be back in our gear there. I'll get our power steering sensing switch. Right, my apologies to the guys that bring the pedal sensor. Your sensor was good. So it was my power steering switch that caused the problem. So we continuing with the testing here. We checking powers and grounds on the throttle position sensor harness. Right? So there's the harness. There's the connector there. Alright, so we put in the probe in. Alright, so the probe in the first one there, we getting about 5 volts. Right, 5.1 volts. So we getting 5 volts on sensor 1. We go into sensor 2 now. Sensor 2 now. Same thing, right? 5.121, 122 around there. I see 5 volt supply. So both of them good. Right? Right, so that is the ground on sensor 1. 1 millivolt. Ground on sensor 2, 2.3 millivolts. Right, so powers and grounds good. Right. We know that the signal wire is working because we're getting signal on the scan too. When we hook up the pedal and we mash the pedal, we get signal. So we know that the signal good.